Okay, but John, again, technical difficulty. Let me just say, let's start this from the beginning. Anyway, so this is, I got half of onion, okay, so half a white onion, a red onion, and what I do is basically chop the onion really, really fine. So, I don't know if you can see this. This is really fine chops of onion. The reason you want to do it chopped really fine is because if you make the onion really large, then the meat will fall apart. Because as you'll see, we're not going to really are not going to work out the meat too much. Okay, so I salted the onion first to get the juices out of the onion. So salt takes the juices away. The other thing is that I salted the meat, and I have 1 pound of grass-fed organic meat, and it's organic, so no antibiotics. It's grass-fed because you know, cows that are fed grain tend to have different kind of flavor for their meat, and you know, this is the same meat I told you about to get from Costco. Now I salted it. The salt that I use is kosher salt. Kosher salt is larger crystallized salt that what happens is that it doesn't dissolve into the meat, so it doesn't really extract the juices of the meat. It sort of flavors it. It sits out there as a flavoring agent, but it doesn't pull out all the moisture from the meat. So it's important to use kosher salt because it's crystallized and it flavors without drying out the meat. Okay? So I've already salted the meat a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more salt. So you have to just experiment to find out what the salt level it is that you like. I kind of like my meat salty, so I tend to salt it a lot. So I put the half of the onion in there. Okay. Now the important thing here is not to over work the meat, right? What you want to do is you want to do an even mix without really over-exerting the meat. The more you exert the meat, the less tender and the less juicy the meat's going to be. So basically what I want to do, a little bit more salt with my hand, just very slowly, right, without really taking the meat and squeezing it. I'm just mixing, right? That's it. Okay. So here it is. I forgot to put pepper, so let me go get some pepper. And dry up my hands. There is my pepper. Here. Okay, so just use ground pepper. Okay. I leave the pepper coarse as well, but you know, that doesn't really matter. Mix it a little bit more. Okay, so now this is basically that's how your meat's gonna look like. Okay? So now it's time to make the patties. Now, this is 1 pound of meat. So the magic, you know, amount of meat is 1/3 of a pound. You know, anything smaller than that, you're not going to get the right patties. Anything larger than that, it's going to be way too big. So basically, what you want to do is you want to, you know, take your meat and divide it by 3. You know, so I know this is 1 pound. try to create like an even thing. Okay? And one, two, three, right here. So just eye it out, right? Okay? Now, we're gonna make 3 burgers here for us tonight. So, actually, after you've done that, what you want to do is to make the patty itself is very simple. Again, you don't want to over work the meat. So basically, as it is, you take it, right, and you squeeze it. That's it. Now, once you cook the meat is going to sort of get a little smaller. So what you want to do, you want to make it about the size of your hand, like this. Okay? Round. And it's going to get a little smaller, okay? So that's one. What I do is I usually make it into a ball like that and then just squeeze it in. Okay? You want to make sure if you have like breaks like this in your patty, that you take care of it here, because once it's on the grill, it's gonna be hard. Okay, that's number 2. A smooth surface. Number 3. Okay? Next I'm going to get the grill hot and then cook them for you. So see you in a bit.